right, so we getting into it. What's up, y'all? Thanks for being here at the Culture of You. All right, welcome to the Culture of You podcast, where I have meaningful dialogue with some of my favorite people. The Culture of You is a transformational storytelling platform, and this podcast is one way we do this griot work of sharing and archiving our stories. So first of all, let's give it up for our partners, Zora's House and the Purple Door Cafe. Everybody here has a drink or a snack from the Purple Door Cafe. If you have never been to the Purple Door Cafe, come on down to 1393 North 4th Street and get yourself a drink from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. We good? No? Switch mics, see what happens.
No, it's the position.
It's the position, okay. I'm so sorry. But frequency, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be like that with you. All right, and the team, we got 3E Multimedia on the ones and twos behind the cameras. Yeah, you hear them. All right, we got Project Net Solutions in the building. All right. Soul Dope ENT and the EXO Collective are my personal team. If you want to know anything about them, you should hit me up because they're amazing, unless you want to take them full time, and then don't talk to me. And of course, my brilliant guests today, Rachael Pinckney and Varsey Laurelle. Hello. There's a lot of speed and heat coming off of here, so I can't wait to get into it, all right? So here's how I introduce y'all. I will introduce you, and then you will tell me what I missed or you want people to know about you that I didn't say. Okay. That work? All right, we're going to start with you, Rachael. You know we are. You in the middle. It's kind of how you have to go. All right, so I met Rachael in the leadership development space, and we have been on parallel journeys as corporate baddies for a little bit, and then we went into consulting. And so I knew when y'all were at my drag show that we were going to be cool. Like, it wasn't just going to be, a leader to not leader. It was going to be like friend to friend. Like, we was going to get into it. Yeah, for sure. All right, so Rachael's passion is to be of service to others. She is drawn to training, coaching, facilitation, and people development, and thrives on creating solutions for complex business issues and leadership challenges. Rachael has more than 19 years of corporate experience. Y'all. My God.
And still
in varied
look good.
sectors.
Still look good. Okay.
It's a wonder. It's a miracle. It don't crack. All right. She is currently working on her MS in business psychology at Franklin University, which allows her to incorporate neuroscience into her training and coaching. Rachael is wise, kind of hilarious. Why don't you give us what I missed? What you want people to know?
Well, I am a mother. I am a mother of two. I have an 18-year-old son who we have just sent off to Wright State on his next journey.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Okay, go Raiders.
And he's studying computer science. Very, very proud of him. Super independent. Super. And I'm just loving and basking in motherhood now. When they were little, I did not. And so these are the times where I get to sit back and see all the hard work that I poured into these children. And I have a 16-year-old sasshole, Olivia. She's my mini-me.
Hold on. Nobody heard that. Y'all about to start calling y'all kids sassholes, ain't you?
Yeah.
Man, fuck them kids. All right, go ahead.
There's a whole sticker out there for it. I saw it. That's how I came up with this, okay? I did not create that. I stole it from somewhere. But that's what she is. And a wife of, almost 19 years now. Grew up in Columbus. So, product of Columbus City Schools. Shout out to CCS.
Yeah.
We could put some good products out
He's
here.
He's a firefighter, isn't he?
Like, oh, yes. My husband is a Columbus firefighter.
Like that.
And a paramedic, so he saves lives.
No big deal.
No big deal. And I love my community. I grew up here. I don't ever see myself leaving. And so I just want to contribute in a meaningful way. So yeah, that's who I am. And I'm a Virgo, and it's Virgo season, baby.
Yeah.
Can I add in something? I'm going to add it in anyway. But she is also very organized. She's a masterful planner as well.
Like events or like just in general?
Yeah, all the things.
Do you like to do that?
I don't.
She gets shit done.
The Virgo in me is a checklist. Yes.
Do you have multiple Virgo in your chart?
I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to say
Virgo sun, Virgo rising. You don't know your big three?
No, I don't. I know I'm a Virgo.
You threw that out there.
I feel like I failed you. We don't know your big three. We're going to do this today. This is what we're doing.
You got the Channy app pattern?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Co-star.
Listen,
Okay, all right, cool. We'll just look at your chart later. That's cool.
Let's
That's
stop while we're
She
ahead.
been- she been-
I'm about to start sweating. My mustache is
been-
perspiring.
it's
Okay.
A Virgo, like, getting questioned and not having answers is, like,
Right.
stressful.
She wasn't
okay?
able to plan.
You didn't
The
give me the
mustache.
question beforehand.
I'm not giving you the question beforehand. I want the real answer. I want the first answer. You know, we be prepped and primed to
your
death.
charts.
You know what I'm saying? I want your first answer.
Okay.
Give it up. All right, so that's Rachel. And now we're going to go to Varsey. We met at Columbus State, actually. And I was associate director at Leadership Columbus. And Varsey was working there. I don't know, were you like fractional?
Facilitating.
Or you were facilitating
Yeah,
something,
at
right?
Columbus
And so it was like, hey, it was all this personality. And I was like, who is this? And then next year you came to Signature Program. And
I mean, you are the reason. Let's fill it
Yeah,
in
that's
because
dope.
it was the deadline for the signature program
It
that
was,
day,
that
and
day?
I had been thinking about
wow.
it.
Yes.
And then you guys extended the deadline, so I was able to apply. And
Absolutely.
huzzah.
Yeah. You were like, is
Everything.
it cool? Like, you know,
Yeah.
that question that black people ask each other, like, is it cool? Should I do this? And so Varsey is a driving force behind Varsey Laurelle Consulting, partnering with organizations to build brag-worthy cultures rooted in trust, empathy, and action. I have had the pleasure of working with Varsey. She put me on, and I try to put her on anytime I can because it's a delight to work with her. Varsey is known for her authenticity, energy, and deep listening skills, helping leaders plus teams unlock their full potential. Probably known for like the realness, I think, is definitely something else that you're known for. And when you're not strategizing with clients, you can find Varsey hiking, traveling, sipping champagne. That's pretty often. She wanted some today. And so then,
Damn.
or championing local community. I didn't mean it like that, like you got a problem. I wasn't trying to say that. I was just saying you wanted some champagne today, like it spruces it up and turn it up. Exactly. So, and all with an unwavering commitment to make an impact. And I can specifically say that I've seen that impact be made over and over and over again. So I'm so happy to have you here. What did I miss?
Man, I mean, I got to say the children now. Yeah. I have 2 kids. I have a 11-year-old daughter, Elle, and a 6-year-old son, Lincoln. And I am loving this. I try to be present just in life, period. And so, yeah, it's a hard season, but it's a blessing to have kids. Yeah. So, what else did you miss? I think that's it. I mean, I'm a lover girl. I like to say that. I'm a lover girl, and I'm also organized too, so I appreciate that in Rachel.
Do you know your big
Hyper.
3?
Oh, yeah. So, my son is Gemini, like duh. And I feel like I'm a typical Gemini. And
You're pretty consistent, but go ahead.
okay, thank you. And my moon is a Sagittarius, so I definitely present as a Sag. Don't you do that. Don't you dare, because you haven't heard my ascending yet.
I'm waiting for it.
Scorpio.
Ooh,
Who
that's
is
the
my
lover girl.
arch nemesis. So when my friend in the audience told me about this, I did not take it well. But I'm embracing all parts of me now.
That's the lover girl. That Scorpio's a lover girl.
Yeah, that Scorpio's toxic as fuck.
Well,
too.
yeah, I mean, I don't know you like that, but I'm sure. All right, so so I'll start with, since y'all started with children, I'll start with this one. Motherhood, entrepreneurship, community leadership. How do you define what enough looks like? And how do you let that metric evolve with your spiritual and emotional growth? Take a moment. Because this is when you know you're with consultants, because they were like, what are the questions? Like, I got a message from Varsey at 4:00 this morning. No, I'm just kidding. It was 6. But like, it was like, where are we supposed to be? What time are we supposed to be there? I was like, I have a message scheduled to send to you at 7. But they're like very organized. So they're not upset. They're not happy that they didn't get the questions, but that's going to be fine, actually. You want me to say it again? All right.
Please, can you repeat the question?
Motherhood, entrepreneurship, community leadership. How do you define what enough looks like? And how do you let that metric evolve with your spiritual and emotional growth?
For me, I would say foundational is God. So that's like the foundation as far as the spiritual. So like the reference of the 4 a.m. For the past couple of years, I've been getting up at 4 a.m. First hour of the day, it's me and God. We're locked in. I'm just trying to connect. I'm trying to ground in. It looks like meditation, prayer, Bible reading, journaling, art, whatever comes to
Wailing,
me.
whatever. Yeah,
Whatever I need that day. And I really just try to carry that essence throughout my entire day. No matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm talking to, And so when I think about the connection to enough, it very much is also tied to like me knowing that I'm enough, right? No matter what I need to do in that moment, right? So like I used to feel like in the back of my mind I was never enough. So I'm always trying to prove that to myself by overly doing and performing and making sure I'm whatever this person needs me to be based on their needs, and never feeling enough. And now that I have that foundation of, okay, well, God sees me as enough just because I'm me. Now I can tap into what I need in the moment and who I am and deliver that way. Yeah. So, for example, what that could look like is I usually don't work in front of my kids. Like I have them 50% of the time, and that's kind of a gift-ish. And a curse, but leaning into the gift. So like for me, I usually don't work in front of them, but some seasons call for that, right? And so like last night I had to work and I'm at the dinner table and I'm working. They're like, well, no tech at the dinner table. I was like, yes, usually. This is a rare thing, right? This is what I need to do in this moment, and you're rarely going to see it in this moment. Instead of like adhering to what usually works for me, right? But like knowing like, okay, I'm enough and this is what enough looks like in this moment.
I love that, because then it's like I'm not necessarily proving in that moment. I'm doing what I have to do. And sometimes we have to do what we have to do, to be able to get to the point where we can do what we want to do all the time. But that, I don't even know if that exists for real, like all the time.
Correct.
But like, that's a good lesson though too. Like, y'all like this food that you're eating? Great. Okay. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, really well done.
We can attach ourselves and be very beholden to these ideas and rules and restrictions that we put on ourselves,
right.
Especially when we said it ourselves, right? But it's like, no. We get to change our mind. We get to decide what we need in this moment if we're tapped into ourselves and aware of that need.
That's that part, if we're tapped into ourselves and aware of the need, yeah.
And I will say for me, as I think about this question, I have to think about the arc of my evolution over the last 2-3 years as an entrepreneur. It looked very different in corporate. So you have your job, you leave your job, you bring it home with you emotionally, right? And that interferes with the interactions you have with your partner and your children and even your friendships, right? Yeah. And so these last several years, it is metamorphed. It's morphed. We'll leave it.
Metamorphosized.
There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah. Metamorphosized. I'm going to use that 3 more times today. Into this really, really beautiful battery for me. The way I think of it. It's a battery. And I used to go to 100 every night. I'd wake up at 100 and I would deplete myself to the verge of, until I became overworked and overwhelmed. And at 32 had what I would call an early midlife crisis. What is my purpose here? And so these last several years, I have allowed myself, I'm learning how to rest. That is a big component, right? And I think all of us are spending a lot more time on what does rest mean for each one of us, because it looks different. Absolutely. And I can read a book, and I can listen to podcasts, but how do I embody rest for me that feels restful? Because I can do all the things that other people do and still feel very tired and overwhelmed. Yeah. So I'm learning how to have better boundaries for myself. I am paying attention to my battery, my energy, and I don't let it deplete anymore. I do not get to 0 at night. I hold fast to, I don't know what the percentage is for myself, but I give myself something every day. And it has really, really changed. Now, I don't do it at night. I do it in the morning. So I've had a ritual here the last maybe quarter. So 3 to 4 months. I get up 6:30, 7. I take a walk about 2.5 miles. I'm listening to a podcast or a book because I'm in 3 book clubs and I'm reading 5 books right now. So there's never anything that there's never any silence. Yeah. And so I'm always taking in, and my reward to myself is having my coffee on my back deck with the birds and the bunnies and the fox and the deer and the blue jays and cardinals. And it's a long list, sorry.
That's so specific,
Because these are things I see in my yard. Okay. I know.
I was like, I have a picture. I wish
I could sing, because I would sing your little hum and the little bird would come. and the sun comes out, and I sit in my chair and I drink my coffee and I meditate. Sometimes I bring out a yoga mat and I'll stretch, and it is so, I'm so aligned with God in that moment to be with myself and I'm not thinking about what I have to do for the day. I'm not thinking about that checklist that the Virgo brings with them everywhere. And that is what I have been doing for myself so that I don't feel the anxiety it was crippling anxiety. It was 4 a.m., wake up. Varsey's already on her walk, but I'm waking up, right?
Varsey is back home, actually, at that point.
She is. She's done her walk. She's,
yeah.
Organized her entire week. But I'm jolted out of bed, and that is a feeling that I no longer welcome. And so I am here, and my family and my friends get to benefit from me being spiritually awakened and more whole. It's a journey I'm becoming.
I love that. That kind of takes me into another space, but not completely. You know, as we think about the work, you said it's not quiet, like you're listening to a podcast, like you're doing all this development work. And I'm doing that specifically because I also am committed to development and growth. And sometimes it's like, I don't want to do that today. Yeah. And so talk to me a little bit about those moments when you're like, I'm gonna not do the practice today. I'm gonna take some time and be still. Like, what does that look like to not be in the work all the time for you?
Well, mine is after my walk, and it's every day, and it's only quiet. I don't have earbuds in. I'm not listening to music. When I first started, I would have Cleo Soul on or something real light in the back. But what I found is that I really enjoyed the nature sounds and the rustle of the leaves when the wind blew. Yeah. And so I get that every day. And so I get to feel the sun on my skin and the breeze, and I take my socks off, and I'm out there. I hope my neighbors aren't looking out their windows at me, and if they are, oh well, right? But I'm free. I'm free in that moment. So I have that every day, and I'm worried about the winter time because I do not like it bitter cold. But my son, for my birthday, bought me this really heavy cloak. It's a cloak. He's a gamer guy, so like he found
it's like a handsmade tail cloak. Like what kind of cloak is this?
It looks like it. It's heavy. It's like fur lined. It's got a hood on it, and so I'm looking forward to being able to still sit outside when it's cold in my little cloak.
Yeah, get your little space heater on the porch.
Put a heating pad underneath that bad boy. But that's what I'm looking for. So that is my quiet. I do make sure I have quiet time.
How long
every day.
are you normally spending in that
like
space?
An hour.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, don't feel guilty, because this is the only reason why we don't have anxiety is because we're giving ourselves some space. So I make sure I have it.
Yeah, that's the crash out hack. Go ahead.
I don't know if I don't feel comfortable when it's completely quiet. So, and that might be a trauma response, honestly, because like I grew up in the city. I'm mostly Linden or like South Florida hood. Like, so like I was used to like ambulances and like noise and shit happening, or, you know, my family's loud and up late. Like, so arguing at 2 a.m. Like, what? You know, like, so to me, I don't find peace in 100% stillness. Sure. Now, yes, the nature is a vibe, or some nice jazzy music. I usually have music. Like, music is my soundtrack. So sure. even pink noise when I'm sleeping is what I'm listening to. Like, I need background. Mm-hmm. I went to visit one of my homegirls in New Albany. I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. It was so quiet, bro. I said, this don't feel safe.
It feels like it's
like somebody plotting some shit.
It feels like Get Out. It feels like Get Out.
Bro, I was like, where the teacup? Where's that? Man, listen. No, you keep me right in Eastmore, baby, where my ambulances come by every once in a while.
Remember that you're alive.
So I don't think I'm ever in silence.
But you know, there's like so many types of rest. And I love that you actually brought that up, because the truth is there's like the goal to me, and that's a polarity concept. The goal to me is to be at rest in your nervous system as much of the day as possible, right? And so we're constantly being like inundated with stimulus, you know, all the time. And so it's like stimulus, and we're responding to that all times, whether we know it or not. And so it's like, I think it's just about what gives you some rest and peace and puts you at the frequency that rocks for you.
Because even if I'm in the car and I'm got the windows rolled down, I'm still listening to the street sounds. Like there's still, I need sound, something, but it's soothing. I don't feel like I'm stimulated.
Yeah, my wife feels that way. I don't understand, but yeah, I like silence for like 12 to 16 hours a night. We'll talk about that later. All right, so
The night don't last 16 hours, right?
I'm not asleep. I'm like doing the meditation thing, but I really do like it silent. I live in a property, so like they mow my lawn every time I have a meeting, you know what I mean? So like I don't, but at the end of the day, like I live right next to a school too, and they've got the new like beep that's like Hogwarts, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like Umbridge. You like keep waiting for her to come on and be like, you are going outside. Like, you know what I mean? Like I keep waiting for that. But other than that, it can be silent, but I don't talk to people necessarily for like 12 to 16 hours because I need that restoration because my life is talking to people. My life is interacting and getting us to connect, and then I need to recharge. Those are great ways to rest, and I love that there's difference here. So you've spent 18 years in corporate spaces before founding Virago. And what has that transition taught you about letting your spiritual self, your business self lead in different rhythms?
Oh my gosh. The corporate space is something I had to heal from.
Oh, yeah.
This, and there's still a lot of learning. There's still a lot of deprogramming from norms and narratives, especially around achievement and what work and productivity looks like, that I'm still healing from. I would say I'm traumatized. Absolutely. I would say I'm traumatized culturally from those spaces. And so becoming an entrepreneur it's hard.
It's crazy right
hard
now.
Fucking work.
It's crazy.
I've never worked this hard in my life, and I worked hard. I gave 110, 120% in the corporate space. But this is this requires you to pull from somewhere deeper. And that's why, for me, my spiritual, and Varsey and I talked about this recently. She inquired about my spirituality over the last couple years. You've noticed there has been a deeper, a richness. I'll let you, stay how you feel about it. But that was required in order to keep pressing forward. I could not white knuckle through entrepreneurship coming from just the skill set I built in the corporate space. And I have a lot of skills. Corporate will teach you and train you up, and they're good for that. And for that, I'm appreciative, that I can run operations. I know how to lead people effectively. But it also requires some intentionality and a lot more learning outside of those spaces. And so, my circle are people who dig deep, who want to be better and know they're on a journey. And so for me, putting myself in spaces and environments where there is women energy has been so helpful to me because the patriarchy is real, and I experienced it everywhere I went in corporate. It didn't matter where. I couldn't escape it. Right. Even in women-led organizations.
Right. With
correct.
With people of color, yeah, for sure.
And even more so sometimes with women. Some of my most horrible bosses were women, and I was just so aghast. Right. Like, how can you do this to another woman? Right. And so, but what it did is it sparked this real interest in me on how to become an effective, people-centered leader. Because I'd never experienced it. And so sometimes when we have trauma in our life, we either continue that cycle, and I know I didn't want to do that, or we change and we find another alternative way for ourselves, that one that works and feels right. And I have been in therapy since I was 8 due to childhood trauma. And so always aware that what I'm picking up might not be mine. And I might not have understood that at certain points in my life. Right. I'm starting to understand that these limiting beliefs that I have were also inherited. And inherited from people I really love and respect and admire, but don't work for me. Yeah. Right? And so having to take off this cloak and my identity, and I'm still learning who actually Rachael is. Yeah. And it's been a wild ass journey, and I can't wait to see who she's about to be at 44 here on the 20th, and beyond.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Birthday Virgo. And so I'm gonna tweak the question just a little bit for you, because we were just talking about this, about how your circle is deepening and how you are being called to be more within yourself. So do you want to speak to kind of that place you're in right now?
Yeah. Okay. Y'all in my business now. Okay. So I do these words of the year, and I always like, I meditate on it. I try not to force it, and it's like when I know I have it. This year was annoying because like usually He knows I'm on a timeline, so usually he'll work with me and drop it down when I want it. But he was trying to show himself this year. That's how they like to do, and I got it in like January, like mid-January, so I'm already aggy about it. But it was opulent, and it hit me, and I felt so uncomfortable. So that's when I knew it was my word. I was like, ooh, oh shit, okay, I gotta do something with this. So I look it up, and it's essentially it's not just the wealth, right? It's like riches, which is so much more expansive than money.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see where this goes. But what it did bring out is like excellence and like not settling. And so what's funny is under that word, if I had a second word of the year that this year has represented, it would be community, which has been very opulent. Like leaning into my community. I'm an extroverted extrovert, so I can like always be expanding my community, and I can't keep up with all the people I love and want to spend time with.
Right.
But in this season, it's been a deepening. It's been like, nope, deepen what you have, grow what you have, strengthen what you have. And that's where safety is.
Right.
And that's where like protection is, because I've also, with opulence, it's also been a lot of people like, oh yeah, we got to cut these people out. Like we cutting all these people out, people that I love, right?
You wouldn't have anticipated.
I would not have anticipated and would not have chosen for them to be cut
Right.
out. And it's like, ooh, okay. So now it's that's hurt, right, and pain, and now it just causes me to still just go deeper with the people that I feel comfortable and safe with, and that's been an interesting journey.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go 100 ways with this,
Right.
But it's also been an interesting journey to go like deeper with people and then be like, well, wait, they ain't perfect though.
Right.
But that's how I like my humans.
Yes.
Because I'm this comfortable.
Preferred, actually.
Yeah, preferred.
Yeah, yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Right? If I know you won't hurt me or ever disappoint me, I feel very comfortable going deep with you. But since you're a human, and you're probably gonna fuck around one time, I have to like accept that part too.
Yeah, we got to
In the
get the
depth.
acceptance. That acceptance is something, because it's like the repair, right? Like that's that commitment to repair. And humans are messy. We're gonna fumble the bag. We're gonna mess it up. And it's just like, okay, are we going in the same direction still, or are we not? And then if not, then I'm gonna lovingly send you on that other direction,
Right.
whatever that looks
And
like.
what is it calling in me, right? Because like I also have a choice that when I feel wronged, then now I have to say, okay, I'm committed to going deeper with you, so now I have to use my voice and communicate instead of like the Scorpio kicks in and I want to go back. I want to be like, well,
Cut that off. All right.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like, that's vulnerability. There's some grief there, of course, with the people that left that you maybe didn't anticipate leaving. But then there's some grief. Aside from the grief, there's that vulnerability that they may not want to go deeper with you. And that's a thing too.
yeah, accept it.
Yeah. Ooh, these are good. All right. So what parts of like your authentic self have you had to splice leading up to getting to consulting and entrepreneuring? And do you still have to tailor your authentic self in certain spaces? I think I know the answer, but I want to hear it.
I mean, the only thing I'll say I don't do is I try not to talk about drugs too much with my clients. You feel me? I try
much?
to like gauge it.
Are there specific drugs that are off limits?
Most drugs are off limits except
But you said
for weed.
some. Like, that's what I'm like.
Weed and
What's on the table?
And a shroom or something like that, or like a psychedelic
Microdose.
or
Microdose.
something. Microdose.
Okay,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
For anxiety.
But like
yeah.
the edge.
Yeah.
It has become a tool in my tool belt. For fun, for focus, for sleep. So that's probably the only thing that I might curtail a little bit, right? But I try to be as authentic as possible so people know what they're dealing with, right?
Right.
Especially clients. Like I come in like, hey, I'm direct, but it's because I care. hey, I might curse a lot. I actually have a fuck earring. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, you know, so I try to just, hey, I didn't leave corporate just to have clients I don't like.
Right.
And don't accept me. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. I get to choose, right? And so, yeah.
That's good.
I've even been playing around with the fashion. Like, what does it look like to be professional version of my true self? You know, I like a little midriff number. I like a little.
You had a cute one on this week. That was cute. You had the camo, and then I hugged her, and then it was like some jewels in the back. I was like, what is this?
I'm even playing around with the societal, like, what does it look like to be professional in the workspace, you know? And challenging and trying to disrupt that. So,
good stuff. What about you?
Well, I'm still very early in this season of entrepreneurship for myself. So, being the oldest daughter of two folks who suffered from substance abuse, I'm a people pleaser. I was raised a people pleaser, very codependent, and took care. I was a mom at 8 of my little brother. And so,
now wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now, wait that's some trauma. Okay, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. You know, when you're a mother, you know. So,
learn something new every day.
You've been through a lot, friend.
shut your ass up. She said, okay. Little Ani. So, you know, being a mom at an early age.
He's a really great brother. I mean, he's a good guy.
He's a great brother. He's not my son. Ani is a great brother. He's my little big brother. So, I am still learning the power of my own voice. So in spaces that are social and informal, I feel like I'm very direct. In the corporate space, I'm still trying to peel that back in fear of losing a contract, but I'm reaching a point now where it's like, no, if you don't enjoy this part of me or this directness, then that is a signal to me that maybe this is not working. And so there's a contract that I have that I recently signed, and I had to be really, it was outside of my comfort zone. I had to talk with God, and I was like, okay, how do we chat GPT? Because the tone in this email.
You're not confusing God with ChatGPT.
No.
Okay, no, it's just
God said, use ChatGPT. Don't type that message yourself. Do not try, because that tone.
He said, where that ChatGPT is,
right
I
here.
am there also.
Here, he is the algorithm.
Amen. Don't play with God, okay?
Chat with God. Chat with God, yeah.
Okay, now.
That's good.
And I got my needs met. Instead of worrying myself to death, and that was 2 days ago. So like, I'm still, when I say fresh, right, still learning. And so who I am authentically, we happened to do a sisterhood supper club a couple months ago, and there was a consultant, Cosette, and we did a real quick values, right, exercise. And I kept coming back to a word on the sheet, radical candor. And I was like, yo, that's who I want to be. When I think of future Rachel has radical candor. And so I'm trying to embrace that part of me that I know she wants to be, who says it, and it's unapologetic. And the people that know and love and care for me know where my heart is, and they keep moving forward, right? Know where I'm at. So that's where I'm at in this space. I'm still learning who I am without stripping away all of the vulnerable parts of me, too.
Yeah, that removal of the armor is quite a process, and I too am a recovering people pleaser. And I mean, knowing more of what I know, like with the adaptive strategies and like all of the things that we will respond to the stimulus with, right? Like, I am a complier, and it's all about protecting your connection. That's all it really winds up being. But then it's like, well, if this connection is only based off of what I provide or give you, then I don't. It's a false connection. It's not even real, like, right? So why am I pushing so hard? Why am I doing all this to have a connection with you that isn't even real to me? You know, like, what do I want? I started asking myself that question about 3 years ago, like, what do I want? Every day. every single day. And I still have to ask myself that question every day. And I still have to ask myself, am I really okay with this? What am I feeling? Like, I have to check in a lot because my natural inclination is to be like, sure, sure. If I've signed a contract and like, I feel stuck sometimes. And it's like, wait, no, I can do whatever I want here. Like, I wrote the contract. Like, I can do whatever I want, you know what I mean? And I think that to remind myself that over and over again has been a practice.
Yeah.
Definitely a practice. So with that, the next question is, how do you know when to stay in the space, in the contract, in the room, and how do you know when to step away?
I'm still learning.
Okay.
We're all still learning.
Yeah. This is fresh.
We're in kindergarten, all of us.
Yeah.
out
So
here.
I'm trying to pay attention to the way my body feels.
Mm-hmm.
I have ignored my body for so long in spaces, just ignored and white knuckled. But I'm learning to trust myself more. And in that trust, you have to listen to the body, listen to the inner child, and then move in ways that, feels comfortable. And that at the end of the day, I'm okay with the outcome. And so that is moving closer to saying, hey, this is what I need in this contract. If that's not okay, hey, and letting it go. And 2 years ago, I would have been, no, the business, I got to keep the business. And I don't because the universe will provide for me. And it is conspiring to help me get and obtain everything that I want.
all the time.
Yeah.
And so I have to trust and have faith in that. And having that faith has been a game changer for me. Just like a light that has filled the room for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Source. You tapped into your source. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so here's the thing with me. I had a anxiety attack on the phone with my therapist. Like, this was probably like 7 years ago. I'm going through a divorce. It's COVID shutdown. It's all the shit, right? And she was like, after it was done, like I couldn't breathe, whatever. She was like, how often does that happen? I was like, oh, probably about once a month. It's part of my process. She was like, that's called an anxiety attack. I was like, I don't have anxiety. That's the thing I judge people about. Like, okay, I worked in HR, so like that's the thing I judge people about when they're fake calling off sick. Like, you don't have migraines, you don't have anxiety. Shut up. Literally.
Ooh, the way it'll humble you.
Literally.
Woo.
And she's like, walk me through your process. How do you feel? I'm like, well, my chest gets tight and I can't breathe. And like, I can't really think. Like I go like, and I say all that to say, she was like, okay, well, I think you need to contact your PCP and like, you need to get on some medication. I was like, I don't believe in medication. I don't want to take medication. No judgment for anyone that takes medication. But for me, she was like, then you need to journal the first 5 minutes of your day. If you get the prescription, put it in your nightstand. And if you don't ever want to take it, then you need to journal every 5 minutes. All right. That was 5 to 6 years ago. Now I'm like, right, leap years past that. But I say all that to say, anytime my chest gets tight and my body seizes and I can't, and my first reaction is to comply, that's when I know I need to step back, breathe, and think about like, why did that happen? What's coming up? Like tap into my body. And it's probably an uncomfortable, brave situation that I need to encounter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they keep coming back. The lessons keep coming back. And they just get better and better lessons. And the contracts get bigger and bigger that you have to say yes or no to. And it's a whole process. So with that.
Say like, I do not have panic attacks anymore. Like maybe once a year. Like
Delivered?
Delivered.
Like
Delivering.
It's sometimes. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So turn up the heat a little bit. What's the hardest betrayal you've ever experienced in professional space? Hold on. Let me ask this question. No names, of course. But what is the, hardest betrayal? And like, what is the one betrayal? Because I know we've all experienced so many. But what is the one where you turned into a direction of like going towards you?
There's so many.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you might not have as many as this one, but yeah. Go ahead.
I just don't talk about mine. No. So the first thing that comes to mind is my first corporate job. Worked for a large insurance company and had a woman boss. This was my first experience having a female woman or a female leader, and I was up for promotion with 2 other folks, and these 2 other folks had to get all their letters and checks signed by me. And they both got promoted over me. And our first one-on-one after the promotion, she hasn't even sat down from shutting the door, and she's walking back to the table. And she said, I just want to thank you for how you responded to Rhonda and Andy getting promoted. And I wanted to flip a fucking table. Like, this was a test. So what did you think? I was going to go all angry woman on you? Like, I was going to have an attitude? Oh, no. And it was in that moment I was like transported, kind of like you see in the movies, right? You get teleported. I'm in Thor, Ragnarok, right? I'm going through the portal. Fuck yeah, okay? Clear as day. Yes, I saw all the colors and everything. Light flashed before my fucking eyes. I was like, okay, it's on and popping. Like, roll up the sleeves, let's go, because let me get the baby oil on, because fuck y'all. And for it to be another woman, I was so disappointed, and I was hurt, and I was angry. I was a lot of things simultaneously. And I don't even know what she said for the rest of the one-on-one. I said, okay. Well, Ron and Andy got it. So the next step for me was the next day, literally the next day, there was another job in a different department, and I applied for it. And I just sauntered over. I like that word, sauntered. I sauntered over to her little cubicle. I was like, hey, knock, knock. I just wanted to let you know I went ahead and applied for the life underwriter position. I think I'll be able to learn and grow over there because I feel like I've come to the end of what I can learn and grow here. Oh, my God. I was promoted the next day. Next day.
I'm good, though, at that point. Like,
So next day, and still applied for another department, but it was further away and making a lot more money. And what I did was use the promotion to leverage the salary for the new department, and I still left within like 3 weeks. And so that was the first time that I trusted myself, and I didn't let what someone else laid out in front of me, for me, that to be my journey. Fuck y'all.
period. Look at you, find that voice. I like it. I love it.
Yo, I'm really tripping because, like, I have so many personal stories of betrayal, but I cannot think of one corporate betrayal. And it's not because I wasn't betrayed. Thank you.
I didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, I didn't either. Thank you. Someone knew it. Someone felt it.
That's why we have a live
That's
audience.
why it's good.
So great.
It's really like
Help me.
I knew what they were on going into it. So I never expected them to be loyal to me. Like, it's just a very transactional experience. Right. I went into it. I'm not that person that never took PTO. If anything, I'm taking off unpaid time because I'm out of here. Someone invited me on a boat, bitch. I'm by. True story. True stories. All stories are true. I cannot think of any corporate professional betrayals.
That's cool. That's good.
Lucky.
Right. I'm like,
I grew up with aunts and uncles talking to me about how that story.
right.
I got looked over. I trained the person. So it's like, I just, you get your money,
expected that,
and you leave. And,
Right, when you're ready.
and that's why I'm not there no more. Because I didn't want to get my money and just leave. I wanted to give a damn. And I wanted, I wanted them to
have
give
a
a damn.
generative
I cared,
life.
but I wanted them to care too.
Right. You can't make them. So I did that to talk about rage a little bit. I want to talk about anger and rage a little bit and how we move through that, because I'm not even doing no tropes or anything like that, because, yeah, of course, why wouldn't I be angry? Like, if I'm not alive if I'm not angry right now, and James Baldwin told us that. But, like, so talk to me a little bit about your process moving through anger and how that's shifted over the last few years.
I can start. The last time I can remember, or I guess the way you asked that, I think about this one story. I had started grad school, and in grad school you write a lot of papers or you have a lot of group work, right? You do one of the, or both. And we were assigned a group, and there was this one gentleman, he just takes over. There's like 5 people in the group. We're all trying to get together and because we're all working professionals, right? Find time to work on this PowerPoint together. And he sends it out. He's already got a whole template. And I'm like, I'm feeling some type of way about this. And it's a white man, so I'm feeling some type of way about that. And he could never make any of the meetings. So I'm like, okay, so you want to control from like wherever you want to control from, but you're not contributing and interacting and engaging with the team. And we're getting a master's in business psychology here. So this is around people. And so I was very irritated, and the exchanges kept going in the wrong direction. And I remember I wanted to meet him in person so I could ask him what the fuck his problem was, right? Pat, 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 little kitty cat, pat, pat. And it was at a time that we were learning about reframing. So it was perfect timing. It was like fortuitous, right? It was just serendipitous. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, my heart is pounding. My palms are sweaty. I did not eat spaghetti, but I knew. I'm sorry. I had a microphone.
It's vomiting on his sweater already.
He's nervous.
But he keeps on forgetting.
But he won't.
The whole crowd.
I'm sorry. I digress.
He opens his mouth.
My bad.
The words won't come out.
We can go. Listen, we can go.
Clearly. We might have to get on stage and do it. So, I mean, we are on stage, but so I was like, let me deploy some of these tactics I'm learning that I eventually want to teach others how to do in a workplace. So I sat with myself and wrote a list. I said, how am I feeling? I needed to name my emotions. That was really, really important first. And there was a long list because I got the
feelings wheel.
I had the feelings wheel. So there's a whole long list, right? And then I said, how do I want to feel? This is coming off of, I had been at Cover My Meds, and we did some training around E plus R equals O. So the event plus your reaction equals the outcome. And so you can't control the event, but you can control the outcome through how you respond. And we've heard that a lot of different ways, right? So I'm trying to be goal-oriented here. So what do I want to feel in this exchange? Well, I want to feel empowered, and I want to feel included, and I want to feel all these things. Yeah. And so what do I need to do in order to get there? Well, I got to spend some fucking time with this dude. So I text him, and we have a call, just him and I. And I find out he's got 3 kids. One of them is severely, they have needs, special needs. And so between him and his wife, one's working and one's taking care of the child, and then they switch. And so they're always on, right? And so I was able to have so much more compassion for another human being because I didn't just rage out and take my lived experiences about why someone wasn't engaging with me the way I wanted them to engage with me. And I learned so much from that exchange. And I was so relieved that I allowed myself to do that because I was never equipped with those skills. I didn't come from a household that was like, hey, okay, so here's the situation. So what are all the possibilities? And that's something that my therapist, every time we talk, she's like, are we staying curious? That's the way she's asking me, how am I reframing situations? And so being curious is something I'm trying to adopt into my everyday kind of thought process. How am I curious in this moment? And so that has, for me, been the biggest win. And so I get to be a lot more curious in exchanges. And so I don't have these off-the-wall knee-jerk reactions. I still am human, so people can still set me off. But that's how I'm coping with it right now, and I feel so much better.
It's such a grounded way to approach it. I love it. Yeah.
I do want to flip a table at one point, though, just to get that meme out of the...
go to like a break room or like axe
Yeah. It doesn't have to be real. Yeah.
Bumper cars.
Boxing, no
Sumo
face,
wrestling. The suits, that would be good.
That would be fun. Is that an outing? Yeah, okay.
I want to go to one of
Is that culturally okay? Is that okay?
Oh, that's true. I don't know.
Can I say that?
I don't know.
I retract my statement.
Just the suits, just inflatable suits. That's all I would say. I want to do a rage room or something, or a space where I really want to scream out loud somewhere and feel comfortable doing it.
We do that.
We do that.
You know.
We do that. We've done it.
We've done it.
Where?
We did it at the museum.
The art museum. It was wonderful. So
in
the car,
I'm not allowing
outside.
myself then. I'm just not. It's a like maybe it's a lock. Like it just feels very
it's really cathartic.
Extra.
Yeah. Scream.
Yeah. I need to do that because I have some pressure I need to release. But like, Angry, thank God it's a feeling I don't get as often as I used to. And I think that comes with acceptance. Right. Someone did piss me off though. You got a text. She always gonna get a text. Like someone pissed me off earlier this week. And I was cursing. I like to curse to myself, or like I will literally pull out my voice memo and let that mofo have it. Like, oh, and I'm hitting them with all the things, and it's funny and it's witty
Your
and
mama.
it's clever, and I want you in the corner, like in the fetal position. Like that's where I put you in the voice memo. Right. And then once I do that, then I can kind of come back to myself and ground in and be like, okay, I took that personal. What was I telling myself? Why am I so angry? Oh, like, this is a thing. Yeah. They're still exhibiting things from the childhood. They haven't changed. Like, and then I can work through it.
Yeah. You gotta get that first reaction
out. But I have to get the first reaction out, because I think at first I had shifted to toxic positivity and putting rainbows and sprinkles on everything and not allowing myself to be angry and disappointed and hurt. Mm-hmm. So the voice memo, I need to be able to lock that thing, because that is where you can have the credit cards. It's the voice memo.
You talking about upon death? Like, is that what you like,
What'd you say?
You look at my phone? Like, do you delete them?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't delete them.
I
Prayers
delete
are in
them.
there. It's prayers in there, and it's
I will delete that because
no, I don't. I like what
something happened to me.
It's
There's a couple people that know my passwords. I don't want them listening.
But hold on. Those supposed to be if they got the password, those supposed to be the people that go and delete it for you upon
That's
death,
true.
right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
They are.
So now you know.
That's true.
So now
That's
you
true.
know.
Then I delete.
If you have
the
a
right
password,
ones,
you know
that's
it's you
fine.
now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Indeed.
That's now you know what to do.
Indeed.
Delete the
Yeah.
passwords.
Yeah. You got to put the right
delete
people
the
in
faulty-
charge of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? My
the
sister.
passwords and delete the
right in
Vaulty
there.
app, Rachel.
Like, pick it all out.
Delete
That's
the
funny.
passwords and delete the Vaulty app.
But also you can if you're a writer, you can write stuff down. If you're like a tactical person and you want to write it down and then tear it up and burn it, whatever you want to do with that. But yeah, I try not to keep that around, but I understand why you're doing that, because sometimes you got to remember this. I remember exactly when you had me fucked up. I got to go back here and remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna choose something different this time, right? Like I'm gonna choose something different. All right, well let's sway the convo. We're gonna go into some futurism type stuff. So thinking about legacy, what legacy are you leaning into building right now?
So for me, I think sobriety was the best thing my mom could have ever gave me and my brother. And so that left us with a lot of different options on what our future was going to look like. But it also, there came a cost where there's a book that I'm in the middle of reading, which is Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents.
So good.
And so good. And what I want to leave for my legacy, I think all of us want to leave money, right? Mm-hmm. We want to change the tides for our children. Or not leave money. I mean, whatever you're,
Resources.
Yeah.
Wealth.
Yeah. It's
Maybe
okay.
not money.
Yeah. Thank you. Money, maybe not.
This audience is reckless.
I know. You should see it. So you're right. Leave them something, right? I want my children to have emotional awareness and to be okay with the feelings that they're feeling as human beings, and not, I think stoicism has its place in certain situations, but I think that we have gone overboard with that, just bottle it down inside. And so what I want for my children is to learn how to navigate people's spaces really, really well. And now that my children are, older teenagers and leaving the house and have a lot of independence, they get to deploy these skills, and that's the legacy. Because if they can be emotionally sound and they know where to pull from, they're going to be okay, whether they're broke or not, right? They're going to figure their shit out. It's when we don't have those skill sets where you can have money and not have any of those, and you're still in turmoil and you're still stuck. And I don't want my children to experience that. So if I could leave a legacy, it's to leave that behind for them. And I got started late. Luckily, I got started early in having children.
8.
Thank you.
I love that you remember that.
Thank you.
Where, and sometimes I'm envious of my friends who have children. I would never tell this to them, to their faces.
That's why you sorry.
Yes.
So cute.
But sometimes I am envious of them for waiting and having the emotional maturity to really have patience with young children. I did not have patience with my young children. And so there's going to be their trauma that they're going to have to work through for having an emotionally immature parent. But while they were still in the house, I am becoming who I need to be. And they get to see the fruits of that labor and what emotions actually look like and how we deal with them. And so I don't know where I was going with that, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over.
No, I love it. And to have grace for yourself too. Like I don't think anything is by happenstance. So, you know, like your kids were born exactly when they were supposed to be born, you know, and you had them exactly when you were supposed to have them. Right? And none of us are perfect. Like that's just what it is. So we're going to F up our kids in some way. I always tell my kids, send me the therapy bills. Like I will pay all therapy bills for life because this is me doing my best and I'm going to mess up.
That's
like,
great.
So, you know,
Tell my
jokingly
mom
and
that.
for real, like send it. Listen, because I wish my parents owe me.
I need to
My
call
parents
her.
owe me.
Oh, she getting a call when I leave here right now.
And some exes too. Legacy. Okay, that's just such a beautiful picture. I'm such a visual person. So I picture myself having transitioned and that I can see my celebration of life. And it's a party, y'all. It's like a brunch. It's champagne, and I funded it all. Period. It's the champagne. They probably
You planned it, actually, is
I
what
might have.
happened. Yeah.
I might have.
And
Or
you did,
someone knew what I
absolutely.
wanted.
Yeah.
They're on a yacht, and they're just telling stories about how like I sparked joy. Or I help them, you know, just see themselves, you know, better, more deeper. I picture my kids, literally the only two words come to my mind, options, and options equals freedom. I just want them to be free. I want to have provided emotional capacity for freedom, curiosity of options of like, you don't have to go to college right off. What do you want to do? Like, you know, let's explore. Let's think about this. You know, I want financial options. I don't want them to think about the basics of things. Right. Yeah, and to me, it just feels like peace and love. Is I want my legacy to be peace and love and party, fun vibes, joy vibes.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool turn to like end of life planning because like of course I want to plan my own party. Like I think that's great. Yeah, you should. You should. In that light, right? Like in that let's celebrate. Like
It's a celebration.
absolutely, because we're all
Crying over my casket. First off, that is not my best look. Period. What are we doing here? Y'all know that ain't right. I don't care. And listen, and the black morticians mess up your face more than the white ones. Come on, cremate me, baby. Cremate me. Cremate me. I don't trust none of y'all. If Deja ain't do the brows, cremate them. Hey.
you be the only person getting a facial before you get in the casket.
Baby, when I tell you I had a makeup artist for labor and delivery, I did it. And then the second one I didn't do it. I was like, okay, I was doing too much. But Kim did it.
Like, look at them pores. They so small. Look at that look.
The vanity is in there too.
That's amazing, actually. I mean, that's really thoughtful and insightful, actually. Forward thinking.
Yeah. Always forward
You
thinking.
weren't like most people were like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And you were like, I need a makeup artist.
I need a look.
Yeah.
I need a look. If y'all going to be down there and everywhere, I need a look.
That's immediate gratification. That's amazing. Like, actually, if I were to have kids, that's what I would do, I guess. I don't know. That's great. I love it. All right. So, what are the subtle ways that you've cultivated joy? And maybe even the loud ways that you've done it recently?
It's micro joys for me. I just try to find joy in everything. And I think like I'm pretty humorous. So even like in dark moments, I can make a joke. So for me, it's just, it's joy everywhere. It's just, am I looking for it? Am I seeing it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would agree. I am finding joy so many more places that I never thought to look. I find joy every morning when I'm at. It's really weird. Again, if my neighbors are looking at me, I'm like thanking this big tree in my yard. It's a walnut tree, a black walnut tree. And I thank it every day. there's this one branch, I feel like it wags like a dog's tail. I want a dog and I can't have one because my husband's allergic. So it just be wagging at me. And I'm like, thank you for the shade. It's the little things. So I'm so grateful for my life. And that brings me joy to be able to sit on my deck. Coming from where I came from, like you weren't safe sitting out on the back porch by yourself, right? Actually, I didn't have a back porch. It doesn't matter. So it's the little joys. No, even, so I think we're reading a book together, and it talks about traffic and how that shit makes you want to rage out sometimes. Oh, yeah. But to take the time that you have just by yourself, and I'm reframing how I'm looking at that. So all these people are real tense, and you could just look through the crowd like, oh, fuck, everybody's mad, right? And I'm just like, they probably think I'm crazy as shit, because I'll be over here like, It's just like Varsey said, it's the micro joys. It's when I read a really good passage in a book and then I send it to a friend and then we're cackling, right? Or I get a reply, squeal, those are the joys. And what I found when I did my values in therapy is that humor has to be part and fun of my life. And that is whether that's work, if I'm facilitating, we're laughing. Friendships, dialogue with my kids, relationship with my mom, humor and fun has to be part of that. I love laughing. And I'm not working on abs. She's working on abs. But I feel my abs working because I like to laugh a lot. Laughing. Yeah.
So. And I think that's one thing too. I remember being in corporate.
She was like, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Lots of inside things.
I was like, abs?
Abdominals. Abdominal muscles.
What do you do? Oh.
Yeah.
They hurt. They should be working.
I know I'm a comedian. Yeah. So, I know. Yeah. I want to say something about the black walnut tree, and I don't want you to take it personal.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God. Why you got to share? It's irrelevant. Why you got to
Is it irrelevant? It's cool.
So? Oh, it's cool.
I mean, it's cool. It's going to make her feel bad about her
tree.
black tree. Your tree is sucking the life source from everything.
No. It's monumental, though.
Okay,
like if you
Let's go.
reframe it that
Okay.
way, right? So the black walnut tree is the only tree that, with trees around it in a certain radius, they won't grow. It won't allow them to grow.
That is why those little trees have died.
Every single one of them. It's the black walnut.
I kind of like that though. Like, give me my motherfucking space.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
get back up off me. You're a little too close. You're encroaching on my personal space.
You got some Scorpio in you. I need to get your big 3.
We gotta get that chart. We gotta get that chart. But yeah, like the black walnut is cool, and like in the workplace we talk about it like, are you being the black walnut tree right now? But it's at your house and it's taking up space. I think it's fine. Yeah,
I like it. I like the reframe.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So we were talking about cultivating joy. Okay, so thinking about what you're celebrating and looking forward to, how are you navigating current climate right now? Administration, we are in August, okay? This is the end of August 2025. So we all see what's happening.
Everybody stressing. Everybody leaving.
I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. But it is a tough time. I think there's a lot of dissonance that we're experiencing. I think it's hard to stay engaged fully because it's a lot of input, and a lot of input that is not good, kind, or life-giving. So how are you navigating that? Oh, and people in the audience, get your questions together because we're about to go to the audience in a minute. But how are you all handling this moment right now with hope?
I mean, I'm taking in what I have the capacity to take in. I'm not really focused on being informed or having the latest news, but I like to know enough to, be a good citizen and know what the hell's going on and how other countries are perceiving us as dipshits. But
they're not wrong, though.
Not at all. No, not at all. I mean, yeah.
Not us,
if that's our representation, yes, 100%. Yeah, so for me, it's been a lot about gauging that. And I'm not really sure I have it right because I know I'm a person that can dig my head in the sand and kind of ignore truth sometimes just as a coping mechanism. But that's kind of how I've been dealing with it, is just try to tap in, know enough that if, I get into a business meeting and someone brings something up, I know what they're talking about, but not so much that all my energy is drained and sucked. And I'm thinking about I'm in fear.
So for me, about 10, 15 years ago, I wanted to run for Senate. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was a fleeting thought. Yeah. I'm very interested politically. I wanted to.
Still?
Oh, I am,
Let's talk.
but I have boundaries. I do have boundaries. And it's kind of coming full circle. So I used to be one of those people, I'd wake up and it was like political news, right? Just constant barrage while I get ready. So I'm anxious before I even get to the corporate workspace, right? So it's self-induced anxiety. I'm letting that input in, right? And what I have learned the older I've gotten is that I am a super empath, right? So I think the book, Sower, okay.
Atlas of the Heart?
No,
That's a good one.
Parables of the Sower. And when she talks about being a hyper empath, right? That's what it is. And I was like, oh my God, that is why I feel everything. Like there's sensors on my skin, right? Nerves. And I never knew how to articulate that. And I was like, this is why I feel like garbage, because I'm letting such negative information in all the time. And there's nothing that I'm doing to compensate and bring positivity or joy in.
Wow.
And so I learned early in my career that I couldn't be in negative spaces. So people start talking. There's a lot of negative gossip, right, in the corporate space. Oh, why they get promoted? And I was like, oh, I can get drug in so fast. So I have to be really intentional. And so I started to turn off the TV, and to the point where I wasn't informed about anything. And then I feel negligent because I care about my community and I care about the people within my community. And it's not just in proximity. Yes, Columbus and Ohio, but like I care about people globally. And I've had to filter information that I allow to come in. I need to feel aware enough to have conversations. I don't know everything, and so when someone said something to me or we're engaged in a conversation, I'm like, that'll perk up my attention. I'll go read up on it. I had a call recently with the Matriots, which is a bipartisan nonprofit group who is really tasked with helping other women run for office. And just looking at what they're doing and how they're doing it and how candidates are showing up and with what values. And so I'm might be volunteering with them here in the future, right? To kind of get my toes wet and see,
You talking
like,
to Emily? You talking to Emily?
Jackie. I talked with Jackie, yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to what that might bring. And I'm not trying to attach an outcome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to run, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe, I don't know. But this is me saying this is how I can do my due diligence in the political landscape, how I can make a difference and support candidates who align with my values and who are good for the people, right? So yeah, I can't even remember the question, but that's my answer.
You answered it.
Sorry.
I'm ready to
blacked
talk
out
to you
real
after this.
quick.
You blacked out. You like, did I just announce my run for Senate? Like, oh my God.
You did. Just you did.
You're like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You're like, I want to run for Senate. Oh my God. I didn't know that.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I love it. I forgot how you used to be my news source.
Oh.
And you're not anymore.
I'm not.
Yeah.
That was
I forgot
purposeful.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you?
I thought I answered this already.
Did you?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
What was the question?
I think I said that I tap
Yeah.
in and out. I kind of
Oh,
gave
yeah,
that's right. You did.
Yeah, you do the best you
Oh,
can.
man.
It wasn't
I
a
really blacked
memorable
out.
answer,
Yeah.
clearly.
No, I blacked out. When I'm
So this is the point where I give you all the platform and you
Okay.
you ask me a question
Oh.
that you want, and we can all answer the question too.
I feel like
So
if we
call
had
this
an
the hot
outline,
seat.
we would have known this was coming and maybe prepared a question.
Who said I wanted you to know that it was coming? We've been talking. So, whatever's on your mind, you don't have to have anything, and then we'll get to the questions from the audience. Hot seat. That's funny.
This is random, and this is a vulnerable question. Okay. I know you love it. Okay, so you go by all pronouns. Do you judge people based on the pronoun they decide to call you or use? Like, is that informative?
It's actually just fun for me. I have a little bit of euphoria when people call me sir. especially when I'm facing them in the front. That's actually really exciting for me when they don't change it. Like if they're seeing me walk from the back and they're like, "Excuse me, sir," and then I turn around and they're still like, "Thank you, sir," and I'm like, I don't know.
Going on
like
in your
it's
head?
just,
Like, what are you?
That's the whole trans thing. Like I mean, like it's just like
okay.
I'm gender fluid, so like it doesn't matter to me.
Like,
I mean,
it's working.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
okay,
it's like, oh, cool. But then like, I really want it to be as easeful as possible because like when you're interacting with me, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what pronoun you use. Like I hope you're talking to me and I hope you're talking to me deeply. If it's surface, like I'm not gonna judge about it. I just wanna get to the conversation. Like I don't want it to hold us up. That's normally where I'm at with it. And I thought about this probably about a couple years ago, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about the he part. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I really don't know where I'm at with that. And then recently I've started to be like, especially with all the things that have been going on, I've been like, I don't care, like whatever. I've worked on all my stuff around gender. I have no issues with. It literally does not matter. That's you. Whatever you got going on, that's you. Figure it out. But for me, like I've done all that work. I know exactly what energies I embody. I know exactly when I'm embodying those energies, and I know what energies are needed in what spaces. So like, yeah.
I heard, and I don't know if this was maybe something I was watching, but it was like this remark to like going by, I think he, they, and the person was like, yeah, and that person just kept heing me. And I was like, what does that mean?
It just means that like people want to feel witnessed, right? Like people want to feel witnessed. And so when I'm saying, I used to use they, she, and z, which is a neo pronoun. And so I used that and that was fun, but then it was just like too much. You know what I mean? Like people were just like z, zir, here. It's like, it's German. Just call me she, please. So like, it was like, never mind. Yeah, like we're 20 minutes in. Like, can we,
I see that. I literally was like, I don't know what this means. I'm just going to ignore it and I'm going to stick to she and they. When I used to see Z on your thing, I was like,
great. You were like, I'm not doing that, right? And you know yourself, and I like that. I like that for you. It doesn't matter to me, right? And so, putting the he in there was kind of the piece where I was like, oh. And then I've had people who were actually in the community, queer or trans, be like, do you like them used interchangeably? And I didn't know that I liked that until someone started using them interchangeably. And I was like, that feels great.
They're just playing around saying he.
Like,
and
just making sure I don't say the same one I used last time. I'm like, this is great.
And the brain space to track all that. Ma'am, I don't have it.
I mean, if anybody wants to talk about mental gymnastics and brilliance, like talk to trans people because we are doing it all damn day with y'all.
Right.
Binary up. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's the jump around. Like, can you come with me? Like we're going, I don't know where we're going, but like, can we just say my name? And then it's Karen. And it's, so there's that. Right? You know what I mean? Somebody asked me like last night I was at some violence prevention thing and they were like, how do you spell your name? I said like the white Karen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you call me. Like I want you to remember how I felt. You know what I'm saying? I want you to remember how I felt. That's it. I want you to remember how I felt, and whether you liked it or not, I want you to remember how I felt.
Yeah, I mean, we should put some respect on my name, though.
And I'm gonna need you to do that, though. Actually,
it's no raisins in the potato salad, Karen.
I have a whole comedy routine around
no raisins, potato salad.
I have so many things about it, like
no raisins.
And my stepkids call me Baron. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
okay,
you get it. I would have liked Blaren probably a little bit more, but clearer, like Karen.
Yeah.
You got it, yeah.
Blaren, it is. It is.
My next comedy show is September 4th at the Attic. Yes, come on, you'll hear me talk all about Karen and Blaren and
that's hilarious.
Yeah, being in HR.
No Karens are safe anymore.
No Karens are safe anymore.
No Karens.
Yeah, it's so funny too when I meet a white Karen because she's like wants to let me know immediately that she's not
that kind of Karen. Oh, same.
Every names are the same.
Every white Karen wants to let you know. And I'm like,
it's like, you're good.
I was starting to doubt it. I thought you was good till you said that. Now I'm like,
who'd you vote for? 2016, real quick. You know what I mean? Yeah, something to think about. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay, we have the audience that has some questions. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, pass me the mic. Gotcha. Thank you so much. I got notes. I got a lot of notes. Hi, my name is Anna. And real quick, since it's coming off of that question, come to the Legacy Brunch to see Special K perform.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I
doing our
have
thing.
2 questions for each of you beautiful ladies.
Okay.
So first question to Rachel. Can we get the fuck you as a t-shirt?
Absolutamente.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
Fuck you.
beautiful.
Hell yeah, I wear it.
Yeah,
Well,
even-
today I wore risk conflict. This is
Love.
Yeah.
But the way it was just the way it was said, I wrote
Yeah, of course.
SCKYEWWWW. I think I need that on a t-shirt.
Okay, bye.
I like it.
My next question is, can you elaborate a little bit more about the transition from the corporate to the entrepreneur and how that, all of that, and I'm in a similar boat from corporate to entrepreneur back in December. And it's definitely a ride. And when you were talking about you have to pull from a different place, oh my gosh, that is so true. Can you expand a little bit more?
Of course, of course. So it wasn't me saying, hey, I think I want to be an entrepreneur. Let me go see what this venture is like. It was like corporate kicked me in my ass so many times. And I was like, okay, what is the lesson here? What is divine source trying to tell me? My therapist is telling me I'm trying to fit myself in spaces I don't belong, right? And I have friends who are like, bitch, why are you still in corporate? Right? So when you surround yourself with people who know what you bring to the table, right? And understand who you are and what gifts you have to give, it's not a lone journey, right? And that has been so important for me. I don't think that I could have gotten to this point today on my own. I tried. 2016, I bid adieu to a corporate job. We shook hands, we hugged, and I said goodbye. There was no hard feelings. And so I took 6 months off. I asked my hubby, I'm like, I would like to write this business plan. And it was around bioscience, and I have an agribusiness degree in economics, okay? Not my field of specialty, but very passionate about that, what the business was about. And tried to write that shit by myself, in my living room by myself. No corner, no expertise, no anybody. And that failed miserably. And I had to go back into the corporate space. And just continuously putting yourself in places where people are like, hey, you're too much. Why don't you? I have literally, I don't know if you all have experienced, someone in HR told me, you're going to want to fucking make yourself small.
They love that.
The rein it in.
And I was very inquisitive in that moment. I said, well, tell me how that looks, because I don't understand what you're talking about. And so it was just these gentle nudges to like, hey, you have a certain skill set and you have passion and purpose. So move towards that. I think for me, I was like, okay, there's a path created. And I thought that path was going to be linear. I'm very mathematically inclined. So I'm like, this is the equation. Okay, we leave. We start our business plan.
Within 1 year.
Virgo. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm making $1 million a week and right? And fuck, I've deviated from that. The first thing was I had several times. Yeah, correct. That is the greater plan, the scheme here. And so the first part was leaning into the fear. That is the hardest part. It's like going into a dark cave, and we are taught by the amygdala, like, no, warning, alert, do not go in there. You don't know what's in there. You have nothing to draw from. I have blue collar parents who never could guide me in college or in the corporate space, let alone entrepreneurism. So I'm watching these beautiful, talented, vivacious, intelligent women start their own businesses. And COVID hit. And this explosion of LLCs, right? And people are like, fuck this, I'm gonna try it on my own. Because what's the worst that can happen? Take my ass right back to corporate, right? Because I have a skill set, I can get a job.
I got 7. Yeah,
Right.
So that's what it was for me. What is that old saying? See, I jack up sayings. Okay, it's like 6 and a dozen and a half in a basket. I don't know. No, because I want to give the audience an idea that I jack them all up. It doesn't matter which one it is.
Birds and bushes.
She does this when we're hanging out, and I just let her flounder.
Yeah.
It's like, I got nothing. I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Something about spaghetti,
Tell
I
me when
think.
you figure it out, because you talking about 6 and 7 and a baker's
Okay.
dozen. I'm like, what are we doing?
we've always.
Just drink.
Okay. So this is me drinking. Shit. Shh. What? Don't make this. This is gonna be the train, and I forget it, and then I gotta circle back. Shit. Hold on. It's the uncomfortability of where I am has to be greater than the uncomfortability of change. And once I experienced being in pain for so long, being in corporate, that's what it was. And so I had to grow my network. I had to come into spaces like Zora's house, so that I was surrounded by other people who want to do better, who are trying new things and don't have all the answers. And we're out here just trying to do this shit together. And you find love and camaraderie and spiritualness within these walls. And so that has been my journey. And so it wasn't easy. And yes, when I say deep, the spirituality is a must. I had to get to faith. And that took me a long time to get to faith. Faith in myself, faith in my community, faith in my skill set. And so, that was my journey.
Thank you so much. I think the saying, and I'm probably messing it up too, but when the pain of staying the same is greater than the fear of change, that's when you make
There
it.
you go. Boom. Thank you, Anna.
Also,
High
I
five.
do want to say, this is so beautiful. This room is so beautiful. The past podcast episodes, if you haven't watched them, go catch up on YouTube, Culture Review.
Dang now, okay, period. She said
But listen,
I'm earning that money.
it's also because something that you mentioned, or actually all three of you, I think, talked about it, is leaning into the love, leaning into what feels right, and where people see you and you see them. It's just been, I'm going off tangent. So thank you so much. Next question is for Ms. Laurelle, and where's my question? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do you ever go back and listen to those voice notes? And if you do, what purpose do they serve you?
Yeah, I did one time because I actually thought it was a prayer, and then I heard, and you and motherfucker, and I was like, oh, who was I cursing out? Who was I cursing out? And
Do you title them?
so I mistitled this one. It's still in there as a prayer too. I thought it was funny. I was like, you know what? This is kind of a prayer. It was a little bit of a prayer. It's to the low high, not the most high. But you know what I love about me. Let me tell you.
I love about me.
You asked the question. I am the funniest when I'm pissed. I didn't even remember the shit I was saying. I was like, yo, this is brilliant. I could do stand up when I'm pissed. And then it was like, wow, I had that much rage in that moment and I could feel like the energy of it. It was interesting to be like, and I'm cool now. I was just trying to go back and get a prayer, and I got me cursing out this motherfucker. But here we are.
Sometimes you just need to.
Feelings are fickle. You know, and so for me, it was a confirmation of like, I'm so glad I gave it to the voice memo and not this person, because I don't feel like this anymore. And I would never want this person to remember, it goes against my legacy, right? That visual that I gave y'all. So I would never want this person to remember me as making them feel so bad about themselves, because that is my goal when I'm cursing someone out. I'm very toxic in that way.
Cut and drag.
Cut deep.
Yeah,
Cut real deep.
it's a nice thin slice that you slowly bleed out, and then you don't notice it until you dead. Really, you like, oh shit, she got me. She got me 2 miles back. That's how I prefer. It's like,
Something going on over here.
Listening to you all also reminds me of Joy is Resistance, which this is just, okay, last question, promise. How do you not take on the too much as an empath? This is kind of for all three of you, but since you'd all talked about it, that's it.
how do I not take it on?
How do you not take on too much as an empath?
Oh, I think I probably do take on too much, and I just have to realize when it's happening and like identify how to scale back. I'm pretty sure I'm still taking on too much because I'm used to too much. Too much is my normal. So I'm like trying to unlearn, that.
All right. I think for me, I'm definitely still in the place where I can't not take on too much just yet. I'm trying to get there and trying to get what the perception is to match, my bank account and all that stuff. And I mean, I have a team. Like at the end of the day, like I go harder for them sometimes probably than me, but like I keep talking what the future that I want into existence. And so I keep saying I have a team because when I go, I'm gonna be ready. Or I'm doing this for the future. Like Culture of You was started in 2023. I'm doing this for the future, right? And so just prophesying in that way is helpful for me, because then it's like, I know this is temporary. And I know that there will come a time when I won't have any of these questions, any of these concerns, or any of these doubts. There'll be new concerns wherever that next phase is. There will be, when you elevate, there's gonna be a new level of concerns. It's just like, I won't have to worry about these things anymore, and I'm just hopeful and looking forward to that day. Yeah.
I love that. And you being part of the team, you're going to be part of this legacy. Yeah, I love
ready.
that.
She's buckling up. She's ready to go.
Very similar. I know I still take on too much. And what I'm learning how to do for myself that's tactical for me is every Sunday I look at my calendar and I check in with myself and figure out where is my capacity. And I have been very proud of myself. I reach out to people and I cancel appointments, not the day of, 4 days out. Hey, I don't have capacity for this particular meeting. And I'm starting to carve out time for myself for work. I've learned that from this very organized woman here. And that was hard, because if I have reached out and you've reached out and we know our energy is good and I want to spend some time with you, I still want to, I want to honor those encounters, but also I need to honor my own time and sanity. And so I had a coaching session today, and yesterday I reached out and I said, hey, in the spirit of what I want to model for my coachees, I need to take tomorrow afternoon for myself. And
for me.
That's a lot of explaining, but that's nice of you.
I didn't have to. It is, but I want to give that to people, right? And if I don't want to give it, I won't, right? Hey, I got to cancel the meeting. That's it, right?
Not to prove, just to share.
Correct. And she took it, so thank you so much, right? And she rescheduled right away. And so just lets me know when we're supposed to be together, we will. And that felt really good, to take me first and not put everybody else. And so these are just small baby steps in learning how to reclaim my time and my energy and my capacity. And I know that as I continue to do it, I will be able to do it in bigger ways, but I have to start somewhere. And so I'm starting with the baby steps. Yeah.
That's a big deal to do it a week out. You know what I mean? I'm good for a wake up and be like, I'm sorry. I know we've rescheduled 3 times, but I have to. Like, I can't. I'm gonna be in a bad space if I continue with this meeting, because I got this and that and this popped up and I got to send in this. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets to the point where you're like, I'm sorry. And I've had people, I think in this room maybe even, that I've like been scheduling, and I'll schedule out for months and months, and we're trying, but then it's like, it's also a cool way to keep catching up with each other and connecting too. Like, you're like, hey, you good? Okay, cool.
Yes.
And then we reschedule again. And I just think that's just the up and down. And like you said, we'll be together when we're supposed to be together.
But let me add,
Yes.
all that you are involved in is slightly different than what I'm involved in. So day of might be better for you, because you got, that was my question. Like, how do you keep all these buckets? Like, I have buckets.
I have a team.
She got buckets on buckets on buckets, right? So, you think about folders, subfolders. How do you keep all that up there?
I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to my team right now, because before, I am autistic and I have ADHD, and so I think it's
Powers right there.
there
You're
are
good.
superpowers. I've learned a lot of ways to mask, and I got a latent life diagnosis, so I had no idea I was masking. I was just doing, right? Like, I was just keeping up with everything, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about a death that happened like 4 years ago, and I was like, that was like 4 years ago. And she's like, how do you remember that? I don't know. Some of the times, but there has been a significant cognitive decline since COVID. I think I could say, and I've never had COVID, but there's been a significant cognitive, there's the brain fog. I think that's some of that empathy. I think that's some of that, what collective stuff. Yeah, that bitch. So like, you know, everything, like just wake up, just another shirt. I need another shirt. And so like, it's been interesting. It's like, I'd be like, why am I just mad? Like, I don't know. Yeah. But like, you know, all of that included, I think, I have systems now. And I knew it was time. Anna did reach out to me in January, and that was the start of a team. I had already been working with Soul Dope and Camille for social media. When I was at Hard Rock, I needed somebody to pretty much keep it going. So I basically didn't really do anything. She just kept my social media going, so I had a presence. You know, if I had a keynote, maybe once or twice, but I was pretty locked up in that corporate bag. So. I think then it was, and then the last step, the last part of scaling that I feel like is like the last piece has been the EXO Collective, which is administrative. And so I have a CRM now for proposals, and it has all of the brands, right? So I have 2 brands, and then I have my own trade name, which is Karen Marie. So that's its own thing. But it's like, who do I show up? Where do I show up as that? And so I have, you know, the emails and all that kind of stuff. Like that keeps it separate. Google's great for that. Like I have a whole separate, like, you know, login, little Chrome face. But it's been really nice to have people that have access to my calendar that I can trust. That have, I mean, they're reining me in often. Yeah. Often. Like, hey, do we need to cancel our meeting so that you can have a moment? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're managing me up. Yeah. And I think that's really, really important to have people that are going to manage you up, that are going to learn you, that are going to study you, that are going to be attentive to you, and then also, like, rooting for you. And then it's reciprocal. Yeah. Like, you need a recommendation. Okay, like, what do you need? Like, I'm gonna root for you, too, because this may not be the last stop for you. You know what I mean? I want you to go get what you're going to get. And so that dynamic. And to your point about like creating that culture that you wanted, like I've created that, and I didn't even really try. I didn't know that I needed a team in January, but like here we are, and I'm like smooth sailing. Like it's like I know who to go to. I can call Jay for this, and I can call Anna for this, and I can call Tiffany for this, and I can call Camille for this, and I know that, and they just support me. And if I switch, you know, turn direction, they go with me, or they be like, "Hey, you sure right now?" And that's what you need. I need people to challenge me. I don't want any yes people. I need people to challenge me. I want people to be like, I'm just thinking about you, and I need to know this, and I need that. I need that constantly. And so I'm attentive, and so I needed people that were like me, intentional, attentive, caring, loving, and soft. It's so tender. Like, we're so tender with each other and mushy, and I love it. Like make my heart crack open. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that may sound interesting for a workspace, but like, why are we doing it? Like if I cry every day, like, cool. Good tears. Release it. Move it through. I mean, we're all going through things, and I want them to show up for real. Like, don't show up like, you know, the panic attacks. I want you to show up for real. Sometimes it's like, you know, it's not today. I'm going to come back to you tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, well, do I have anything that I have to have done? And can somebody else do it? Yes. Like, it's just how we're doing it. Because ain't nobody got to show up all the time 100%. Period. And if you're going to show up and you're showing up at 20%, be like, I'm at 20% today. That's the best I got. And that's cool. Come on. Yeah. You don't have to put on here. And so that environment alone has allowed me to be the organizer that I am. I spend every day before 11 organizing, admin, doing all that kind of stuff and arranging it. And I have buckets, you know, of things I have to do for each thing. And so just making sure I don't miss any deadlines. And, you know, I have dropped some balls recently in the shift as I'm scaling. But, yeah, they're there to pick me up. And it's nice to not feel alone and have peers, actually. Yeah. They're not, they're definitely not working for me. They're working with me. And it's really, really beautiful. Yeah. Yep.
That's beautiful.
All right. So one last thing. I want to see where we can follow y'all. You know, we want to get you some clients, talk about your services real quick, and anything else you want to promote.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Varsey Laurelle everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. Website, varseylorelle.com. That's where you can sign up for the newsletter, which is like every 2 weeks. It's called On the Floor with Varsey Laurelle. And we talking about real shit. That's just what I like to do for funsies. and you'll get into like my head a little bit, and my heart. And my favorite project that I'm doing right now is the podcast, Recorded Vulnerabilities, where we really just talk about all the things that we usually maybe don't talk about with anyone or just the homies. And I really feel like we need to normalize vulnerability and brave conversations and all of that. So 30 minutes or less, just me talking about real shit and hopefully building community and normalcy around it.
Yeah, those are great episodes.
Anywhere you get podcasts.
If you want to get read down, go on and listen to that, because that will get you together.
It will.
It's
Not me. It's with love. But because you'll feel seen. You'll be like, damn, okay. I thought I was the only one that had that weird ass thought,
Yeah,
So,
for sure. It's good stuff.
So you can catch me on LinkedIn. Rachael Pinckney is
Real corporate.
It is. That's
okay.
I'm very
I like
corporate.
that about you.
I'm buttoned up. I'm buttoned up. That's what
I'm buttoned up and I ain't got no clothes on.
You naked and she's
my dog on.
That's funny. Naked. And
she is. What do you think? Naked is a J Bird. So okay, LinkedIn. What was the question? My website is viragoconsultingllc.com. So really what I specialize in is leadership development and cultural competence training. So the leaders that I really enjoy working with are your new and emerging leaders. So as we transition from individual contributor to people leader, we know that climb is really steep and hard and solo. And so what does that mean? How do we have effective one-on-one meetings? How do we do performance reviews? How do we coach folks in the moment and not coach to the person, but to the behavior? Because I think a lot of times we come out of corporate spaces feeling like I can't take feedback because all the feedback has been
about my personality.
About me. And I'm taking it personal. So I don't know how to take feedback on, right? It's about the behavior, not the person. And I do coaching. So I do emotional well-being coaching. And so I'm just along for a ride with my coachees, trying to find alignment in their lives, touching base with what they're feeling, and it's okay to feel that way. Our clients are whole. They're not broken when they come to us. They're just stuck somewhere. And so it's my job and my privilege and my honor to walk through their journey with them. Just asking questions and getting to some outcomes and solutions that they seek and that they're defining for themselves. So that's kind of a little bit what I do.
Yeah, I love that. Our work aligns very well together. Yeah, I also am a coach. I forgot to talk about my business. Yes. I also am a coach and a consultant. So really just helping organizations navigate change and getting shift done. So lots of cultural strategy planning, fractional HR and culture officer work. So anytime, if you're a leader or you're on a team and you guys are maybe not being as effective or not reaching your goals, if there's no trust, people aren't communicating, I will be a great resource to just come in and kind of assess what's going on culturally and inject some love and some trust and some energy into the environment.
Energy for sure. So thank you both for being here. Join us next month. If you're hearing this, it might be actually the month, September 26th, when we have the founders of Replenish Spa and Co-op in the room with us. And go to our YouTube channel at Culture of You 8728 and catch up on all the episodes. I will have the episode from last month up soon. With the upgrade of systems, we also have some technology challenges. So thank you for your patience. We will get Lindsay Alice up there as soon as possible. And we will see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Peace.